Well, credit to them. I mean, I thought we were really ready to go and played a really good first half. Second half, we had some really, really costly turnovers, allowed them to get dunks. Then we got in foul trouble, and it was really hard to stop those two bigs. We allowed them to go baseline. Our help was coming from the guards, coming towards the middle, and we made a couple of miscues there. But I thought we certainly showed great fight. They're big. We're obviously not that big on the perimeter, and we got to continue to work to develop that through recruiting and obviously with some of our younger guys. But they overwhelmed us with the rebounding. I thought our defense in the first half was really good, but they were rebounding the ball. I mean, Buzo was just flying over our back, not in an illegal way, but we were just not hitting them well enough. So they're a really good team, and we'll watch that film. We'll take tomorrow off, and we'll just get back to work.
Another case of Jalen, really poor shooting night. He's had two of them this year against Boise. Mash ends up with some points, gets to the free throw line, but he didn't have a great shooting night either. I know you talk about size all the time. Is it really just, I mean, is there anything more to it than that, or is it just the size advantage?
You know, I thought Mash played pretty well. He was getting to the foul line. He was knocking down some shots, but I certainly feel like when we play Boise, their size overwhelms us. And, you could say, well, you could go with JB or True, and, JB wasn't hitting shots, so we tried True a little bit. But, they overwhelm you with their size, and they just attack the glass.
You mentioned about the 17 offensive rebounds. I mean, how hard is that when a team's getting 18 second chance points, I guess, to win?
Really hard. And then the turnovers. I thought when we were going against a set defense until the end there where Degenhart and Stanley really hurt us. But for the most part, we were guarding. But, I've said it over and over again, and Jeff's heard it a bunch. I mean, we got to get bigger. And, that's going to obviously take a little time. But if we do play a Boise again in the conference tournament or whatever, like, we're going to have to find a way to hit bodies and keep them off the glass because they really, really hurt us there.
They're like the third or fourth team that people talk about when it comes to the tournament and all this from the Mountain West. I mean, are they getting slept on a little bit or under talked about at all? Or where do you see them in terms of the conference hierarchy here?
I don't know how they're getting talked about, but they're in first place, or they maybe a win out of first place. I'm not sure.
First, yeah.
They're tied for first, so tied for first in the best the league's ever been in the history of the Mountain West. So I don't know who's talking about them. I've got a lot of respect for what Leon's built over the years. I think they're guys. They're talented. Stanley was a phenomenal addition, so they could beat anybody. So. I don't know how they're talked about nationally. I know the Mountain West has got a lot of love, but if you're the best first place team in the Mountain West, you deserve that recognition.
JT does have a big night against their bigs, but foul trouble again. How many of his fouls are just kind of maybe freshman mistakes, and how many of them he was kind of left alone a couple times, I thought?
Hard to tell, yeah. I mean, I have to watch. I thought we adjusted how we wanted to guard them, but again, as I said earlier, like, they were ripping the baseline a lot on us. But it's a tough cover for a freshman, and I'll watch the film and see how we can help them a little bit more.
Turnovers, seven of them for Boise State. Again, kind of, I'd asked you in the past the same thing, and it was against them, that if you guys aren't scoring in transition a whole lot of points, it's kind of hard against their half-court defense. Did you feel like tonight that was a big factor, that you weren't scoring in transition?
Yeah. They're big at the basket. They blocked some shots on us for sure, 4 block shots. Donovan was getting to the rim. Mash was trying to. We were throwing the ball into the post better in the first half, but we had to get it in there. I thought Nelly actually did some good things. JT obviously was terrific when he got it, so I think, yeah, we've got to be able to get some steals. We're not going to get a million steals all the time, but we've got to be able to get about 6. I'm not sure what our average is, but around there to be able to get us out on the break.
All right, last for me is you guys had a week to sit on a bad Air Force loss. I'm curious both how much that had to do with maybe today's performance in any way, but also what you need to do now that you've lost 2 in a row for the first time to finish, 1 week left in the regular season. What can you do to...
Yeah, I don't think. No, it was a hard week with Air Force for sure. Early in the week, it was really, really hard. I thought our guys had spirit. I thought they were ready to go today. It's a hard place to win. We obviously haven't won here in a long time. So I don't think it was an Air Force hangover by any means. I just thought Boise State got us, and we've got to do some better things, rebounding the basketball, better things, not turning the ball over. So we talked about it in the locker room. We said, we're going to take tomorrow off and we're getting back to work. Life on the bubble is it's mentally challenging, but we're right there. We've got a great league that's going to provide great opportunities, but we got to narrow our focus. And what we've got to do is lock in on getting tomorrow off, come back with 2 great practices, and see if we can get Fresno.
They were just a more physical team. They were able to, physically, push us around. And, and if we're not locked in on the game plan against a team like Boise, they're going to make you pay for it. And their bigs made us pay for it. Even Buzo, who had, I don't know how many rebounds he had, but he had a lot of rebounds that are on the guards, that are on us. So we just got to go back to the drawing board, focus on tomorrow, and just continue to get better. Because, we do need one of these road games. Yeah.
You guys sat on the Air Force loss for a week. I'm curious what practice was like, what the confidence was like coming into this game.
It was great. It was great. We had a great week of practice. There would be no signs of, the outcome of this game if you were to watch our practice. We prepared the right way. Everybody listened, everybody together. That's just the way the ball bounced today. They were more physical than us, and we got to bring it to them next time. So,
17 offensive rebounds they had. You guys had a good amount too, but how tough were some of those possessions where they'd have 2, 3, 4 offensive rebounds?
It's killer, man. It's killer. It's like as you play such good defense and then you don't finish it with a rebound, they get wide open threes, wide open layups. So it's detrimental to our defense for sure, because we played pretty good defense throughout the year, and for us to not be able to finish possessions and finish rebounds and give up 17 offensive rebounds is pretty pathetic. So, we just got to go back tomorrow and go to the drawing board.
What'd you make of the atmosphere here tonight? You guys probably see a lot of tough places on the road, and it seems like Boise State in the conference isn't really one of the first couple of teams talked about. But where do you think they rank with the rest of the conference here?
Man, I think they're right there. I think I like playing here, man. The crowd gets into it, man. They talking on the sidelines, man. That's what college basketball is about. So this is a great place to play. I like playing here.
It's another game where you guys weren't really able to turn the opposing team over. When you guys haven't turned teams over and gotten your points in transition, you guys have had some struggles in scoring in the half court. Do you think that's something that you guys can shape?
I think so. I think as far as when it comes to turning people over and turning teams over, we know that we're not going to do that every single game. So if we're not going to do that, we got to be solid and finish possessions, and that's what we didn't do tonight. We were able to be solid at some points, but then miss block out or miscommunication on somebody tagging somebody and they get an offensive rebound, they get a kick out 3 or a layup. So I think those are things that we can correct. Those are all effort things. So those are things we can go back tomorrow and in practice and really work on them. So yeah.
You guys got 2 more regular season games before the Mountain West tournament. What's this team got to do to make sure Selection Sunday isn't as you guys aren't as anxious and nervous as you can be? Is there anything you can do, or is it just going to be Selection Sunday is going to be a nervous day?
I think for a lot of teams, that Selection Sunday going to be a nervous day. But for us, man, we still playing meaningful games of basketball, and we can only be grateful and be blessed for that. We have to continue to take practice seriously and continue to stay together and focus on what our game plan is. Because like I said, earlier, if we don't focus on the game plan, these teams, these conferences are going to really burn us, and that showed. So we just gonna, like I said, we're gonna go back to the drawing board tomorrow. We're gonna rest tomorrow, whatever we got tomorrow, practice whatever we got, and just focus on that and not focus on Fresno State yet. Focus on just tomorrow and getting better tomorrow.
How hard is their balance? They just have 3, 4 guys that can go for a big number, and you got so many different guys to account for on the court at any one time. How hard is that to play against them?
It's hard. It's hard. They got good players on that team. They Max Rice, Dagan Hart, man, those are dudes that I've played against, and they're such a great. I'm a competitor, so I love competing. So it's great, man. All these teams in this conference, man, it's so spread out, so everybody's so good, and man, it's terrific playing against them. Yeah. Wish it would have been a different outcome, but it's terrific playing against them.